cut this up. Put it on repeat. We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we going on, folks. Welcome to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports. Man, we got a lot for you. I'm K-Spade, the prospect.
I'm your boy LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Let's go, Spade. I mean, what we calling this? The free agent frenzy? I mean, it was a crazy day in the NFL. I mean, it kind of trumped everything in sports today. And we just got to talk about some things, Spade. So for starters,
talk about, bro.
It's definitely a lot to talk about. For starters, I want to talk about this Jimmy Graham trade from the Saints to the Seahawks for Max Unger and picks. Spade, does this make, who wins this? What's going on in the league? Did you see Jimmy Graham being traded at all?
I didn't. I mean, Jimmy just went through the whole hoorah about his contract, wanting to be paid like a wide receiver. The Saints met him in the middle. He just got this new deal, and they traded him for a center, basically. I mean, for a center and a first-round pick, but let's face it, the Seattle Seahawks first-round pick is basically a second-round pick anyway. So, I mean, I didn't see it coming, man.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Max Unger only played 6 games last year. And I mean, we all know Jimmy Graham had some injury issues last year. But, I mean, Jimmy Graham, wouldn't you say one of the, top 3, top 5 tight ends in the league?
Top 5, easy. I would
top 5
say
easy.
top 3.
I mean, I think Seattle, what a way to make a splash in this offseason. They lost Maxwell. Looks like Maxwell's leaving. And they re-signed Marshawn Lynch. I mean, way to make a splash, Seattle. Y'all was just in the Super Bowl, and y'all really, I mean, you could consider Jimmy Graham their number 1 receiving option right now. Like, they didn't even have a guy like that. And they made it to the Super Bowl. So, way to make a splash, Seattle. As far as the Saints, I mean, I don't even know what's going on with the Saints. It's rumors out there that these guys got Drew Brees on the block. That they done called.
They quickly came out and said was laughable. They said that's far from true.
Well, I don't be believing these teams at all. They said that they called Jameis Winston down there. They interviewed him, and they loved the kid. And it was rumors. Like I said, all this stuff is speculation. It's rumors that they was dangling Drew Brees in front of Tampa Bay. Like, look what you can have. And you know what I mean? So I mean, as far as that, we don't know if that's coming, true. But I mean, as far as the Saints, where do they go with their receiving options? I mean, they still have Colston. They got Kenny Stills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as they tight end, I think this dude Hill, he kind of caught a lot of touchdowns last year. You know what I mean? But is he a good replacement for Jimmy Graham? You think?
Well, here's why I'm not ready to say the Saints screwed up. The Saints definitely needed to bulk up their offensive line. Drew Brees was under more pressure this past season than I think I've ever seen him under as a New Orleans Saint player. All right?
I agree with that.
As far as this tight end goes, man, like you said, the tight end Hill, he's a young guy. I think he's only got 2 years in the league. He didn't have a lot of catches, but he had like 5 receiving touchdowns this past season. So this isn't the first time we've seen the Saints do this. You think about it, man. The Saints had Jeremy Shockey, an all-pro tight end.
That's right.
And then when they drafted a young Jimmy Graham, who only had 1 year of football experience from the University of Miami, they kind of let Jeremy Shockey groom him for a season or 2, and then Jimmy was gone. Like, they broke ties with Jimmy. With Jeremy Shockey. And I kept saying, wait a minute. Why would they do that? But I guess they saw something in Jimmy Graham. They felt like he had it. And then he emerged to this star, and it helped the team tremendously. So what I'm saying is, this ain't the first time the Saints have broken ties with an all-pro tight end. Maybe they see something in Hill that they believe, he can pick up right where Jimmy Graham left off. And that offensive line really did need some bulk. And I mean, Max Unger is, if we can say that Jimmy Graham is top 3 or top 5 tight end, Max Unger, when healthy, is definitely top 3 center in the league, right?
I agree with that. So, I mean, would you call it a win-win?
I'm finna say this might be one of the rare instances where a trade helps both teams.
I mean, they
Plus,
also got
who
like
knows
the
what they're going to
31st
use
pick.
that extra pick for? Exactly.
Yeah. So we have to wait and see. But I so far, I would call this a win-win. I think it helps both teams.
Definitely. So check this out. This one right here was pretty easy for us to break down. We look at it. Jimmy Graham, we know what he brings to the team. We know how he's going to make the Seattle Seahawks better. I can only imagine how much more. I don't know. I just feel like you got to keep an eye on Jimmy Graham. I feel like it's going to help Marshawn Lynch. But this next bullet point I got for you, I don't really even know where to start, man. Let's talk about the state of the Philadelphia Eagles. Chip Kelly is definitely making an effort to make this team his. Every pass thrower or ball carrier that Andy Reid had on his Eagles team is now gone. That's Deshaun Jackson. That's Jeremy Maclin. That's LaShawn McCoy. What the hell, man? Like, what the hell is going on in Philadelphia?
I'm going to just say this for starters. This right here is why a lot of owners, and a lot of owners of teams and presidents of teams and GMs of teams don't want to give a head coach all the power. This is why a lot of these teams don't want to give a coach all the power. Man, the Eagles, man. What are the Eagles? Let me tell you something. Either Chip Kelly really is the smartest guy in football with these moves he's making, or he's the dumbest, most retarded guy in football. He's going to show us, moving forward, which one he is, because to get rid of LaShawn McCoy, arguably one of the top 3 running backs in the league, probably the number 1 running back. I think in yards, he's the number 1 running back over the past couple of years, like 6,000 and something yards over the past 4 or 5 years. I know he is
in carries. Yeah,
definitely. So to get rid of Deshaun Jackson, the most
best deep threat.
Yes, the deadliest deep threat in the league. And to get rid of Jeremy Maclin, a receiver coming off, he came off an injury the year before this last year right here. He had like 1,400 yards. Way to respond, Jeremy Maclin. But to give all that up,
and Foles.
And they traded Nick Foles. And they traded, wait a minute, let me sit up straight. And they traded Nick Foles to the Rams for Sam Bradford, who hasn't started a regular season game in the NFL since 2013. What? What?
Sam Bradford got one knee. Like,
oh my gosh.
He got one knee. When he needs to take a step, he take the knee from one leg and put it in the other leg. Sam Bradford is the most immobile quarterback, man. I'm going to tell you, everybody thought Chip Kelly was going to bring this fast, up-tempo offense, and he had the players that could have made that happen. I don't know if he decided, you know what, this ain't going to work for the next level. I want to go with a completely different scheme. But we're looking at Chip Kelly, his body of work, his resume, and the players that he's sending away, and we don't have a clue what the hell Chip Kelly is doing. What are you doing, Chip Kelly?
Spade, let me hit you with another banger. It was rumored that Frank Gore was going to sign there. I guess Frank Gore looked at the roster. He was like, hold up, Maclin going? Hold up. Shady going? Hold up. Deshaun going? Wait a minute. I ain't going there. Nick Foles too? Nick Foles too? So he was like, yo, you know what? The media said that Frank Gore got cold feet. Frank didn't get cold feet. Frank was like, hell nah.
The light bulb came on. Frank said, y'all ain't finna stack the box on me. You ain't finna put 10 in the box on me.
Absolutely not. And Frank Gore, he decided to take his talents elsewhere to the Colts. And I mean, one thing, like I said, either Chip Kelly's going to show us that he's brilliant and it's his scheme that's going to make everybody look amazing, or Chip Kelly going to get ran out of Philadelphia. And as a Cowboy fan, as me being a Cowboy fan, I'm over there like, yes! I don't got to see Maclin. I don't got to see Shady no more. Yes! Yes! Get those dudes out of here. Chip Kelly, you could be the coach of the Eagles my whole life. Thank you, Chip Kelly, for what you're doing over there to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm sick to my stomach.
Let me throw something in, though. Okay, so the Nick Foles for Sam Bradford trade has a clause that I don't know if a lot of people know about. It's sitting in the back. it says that if Sam Bradford is not the Eagles' starting quarterback in 2016, that the Eagles get their pick back. They traded a second round pick. They'll get that pick back if Sam Bradford is not the starting quarterback. And that clause right there leads me to believe that the Eagles are gonna probably try to draft a QB. Maybe Mariota. That's what makes the most sense, right? I mean, we seem to be collecting all the Oregon Ducks we can get anyway. But that's what I think.
Ducks. They're the Philadelphia Mighty Ducks.
So let me ask you this: if they land Mariota, do you feel like?
Okay, go ahead.
Would you give him, like, does he salvage this mess if they get Mariota to you?
Absolutely not. Because I mean, I like Mariota, but I'm not sold on him. I'm not ready to hand him the keys to a franchise. I don't care if he did coach the kid in college. I wouldn't want to hand him the keys. I mean, it's rumors. It's also rumors that they might be going after DeMarco Murray at the Frank Gore bounce. But if they don't get DeMarco Murray, would you want to hand Mariota the keys to this team with? I mean, I love Sproles. Don't get me wrong. I love Sproles, but to me, he's better with another back. Would you want to hand
back? That's for sure.
Yeah, not in my opinion. And I love Sproles. Don't get me wrong. I love that guy. But in my opinion, would you want to hand Mariota the keys with Riley Cooper as your receiver, with Matthews and Huff as your receivers, with Sproles in the back? I don't see that being successful. But I'm not Chip Kelly. What do you think about that, Spade?
I mean, everybody keeps talking about once he gets Mariota, everything, his plan comes together. But I mean, if we keeping it a bean, Mariota looked better as a college player after Chip Kelly got the hell out of the way. So, I mean, for all I know, Mariota looked better under another coach anyway. I got something in my eye, man. I don't want y'all to think I'm losing it on the show. I'm not crying. I'm definitely not crying for the Philadelphia Eagles. But, no, man, the only thing that's going to change my opinion is results. If he puts this team together, they go out on Sundays and they show, you know how we are. Sports fans are very fickle anyway. So if the Eagles go out there and start to win, everybody will be like, I told you. That boy Chip Kelly, he know what he doing. So until he shows me some results, I'm not buying it, yo.
Man, not only did they lose those guys on offense, they lost Kerry Williams on defense. They did sign Maxwell to replace him and Trent Cole. Wow. Now, but before we move on, Spade, let me ask you this: if you're the Tennessee Titans or the Jets, would you be willing to give Philadelphia that pick for Mariota?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we're going to have to see I'm going to need a package. I'm going to need some good stuff. I don't even know, if I'm Tennessee, I don't know what the hell they could possibly offer me. But, man, you got to get in those rooms and make deals. And if they can make a deal sweet enough, then yeah, I give them Mariota. Because if I'm Tennessee, I don't know that Mariota's the answer anyway. So if they can give me something where I could build, yeah, I would.
See, in my opinion, if I was Tennessee or the Jets, they would have to break the bank like the Falcons did to move up to get Julio, or like Minnesota did with Dallas to get Herschel Walker back in the day.
Like the Falcons gave up all the booty for Julio, though.
Yeah, word. I'm gonna want like this year first round pick, a second and a third round pick, next year first round pick. Like I'm gonna want some numbers. Philly, you on the clock? How bad do you want that kid? Like if I'm Tennessee or the Jets, they're gonna really have to bend over backwards to get that guy. Serious, because I mean they played their hand. In my opinion, they played their hand too soon. Sanchez definitely ain't the answer in Philly. You just showed proof that they ain't gonna play Sam Bradford.
Bradford ain't it?
So they done played their hand too soon. And if I'm the Titans or the Jets, I'm sitting there like Birdman, rubbing my hands together. Like yes. Let's see what they offering. Let's see what they offering. You ready to move on?
Forward, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And other wild news today. The New York Jets made a splash by signing Darrelle Revis to the biggest dip, man. Darrelle Revis signed a crazy deal with the Jets that makes him the highest paid corner in the NFL, in the world. He's the highest paid corner in the world. And he's the highest paid corner in the world. So I want to add, I want to ask you, Spade. Darrelle Revis going back to the Jets. Does that make them? I mean, see, a lot of people. I hate on the Jets a lot, and I don't even want to say hate. I hate on the Jets offense a lot. But when Rex Ryan was there, that front seven defensively was a problem. They have always been a problem. Their problem last year was the secondary. It seems like they kept their front seven together. They signed Revis, and I mean D Milner another year under his belt. Do you see them? Do you see with the acquisition they made with Revis? Does that definitely make them a problem in the AFC East?
It makes them better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it definitely makes that team better. Revis is
do you
still
think Revis
one
was worth all that money?
Now that I don't know about, man, because right now the details of the contract aren't. They're not out.
Okay.
All we know is it did indeed make him the highest paid cornerback, like you said, in the world. But what's rumored is, like, Revis was asking for $40 million guaranteed. The Patriots, like the Patriots would do, just basically told him, we ain't giving you that. True. It's rumored that the Jets gave him a deal north of the $40 million guarantee he was asking for. Why the hell would you give him more than what he's asking? Why?
So they done overpaid.
And then I love Revis. Revis is still one of the best one-on-one man coverage guys in the league. He is. But let's face it, he's getting older. He's losing a step. He's not as quick. I don't know. Revis, though, is a genius. I got a lot of respect for that guy, man. He knows how to market himself. I tweeted that earlier today from our Twitter account. He knows how to market himself. And man, I'm telling you, these short-term deals, Revis ain't signing nowhere for no 5-10 years. He gonna give you a year or two, and then he want to renegotiate. And that goes to show that his play is kind of there, because when you play 1 year, you want to renegotiate. If you play awful, then you just shot yourself in the foot. So
that's right.
I'm telling you, man, the dude got it figured out, man. And the Jets, I feel like, I mean, starting with their coaching change, you bring in Rex, you bring in Revis, yeah, man, the Jets, they definitely made themselves a better team. A problem? I don't know if I go that far. They ain't no problem, but they're a better team.
You know, Revis is also another guy. He maximizes his dollars. Like, he maximizes his money. He don't want to ring with New England. And shout out to New England. Because New England, you know, a lot of people was like, how can New England let Browner and him go? Man, New England been doing this for years, man, and they still win. New England, this ain't new for New England, because they let Richard Seymour go, Lawyer Malloy go, Ty Law go. They let these guys go, and they retool, and they be right back in another Super Bowl in a year or two. So this is what New England do. New England ain't about to overpay for anybody. They ain't about to do that.
Except for Brady.
Except for, Brady don't even, Brady done kind of took some pay cuts too now. I mean, Brady getting paid, but, Brady ain't one of those highest paid guys in the league now. He getting paid, but he ain't one of those high. He ain't one of those highest paid. Yeah, I mean, he's straight. He's straight. But New England, they do this. This is what they do. If you want to leave for more money, they let you leave. They retool. Just like when Randy Moss wanted to re-sign. They ended up, was like, look, we ain't giving Randy Moss all that money. Right. We ain't giving him all that money. This is what
was
New
the other
England
receiver
do.
they had?
Deion Branch.
Deion Branch.
Deion Branch wanted to get paid. They ended up trading him. Deion Branch had out like the first 6 or 7 games of the season. They ended up trading him in Seattle. He was cheeks. He came back.
And he disappeared.
Cheaper. No, but then after that, he came back cheaper to New England. He ended up joining them again cheaper.
But
so,
when he left,
this is what New England do.
When he left, his production fell off the map, basically. He disappeared.
That's right. So, I mean, as far as the Jets, I still want to see what they do at the quarterback position. I don't know if they want to trade. I don't know if they want to keep that pick for Mariota, or not even. I don't want to just keep saying Mariota, because we're assuming that James going first and Mariota going number 2.
Yeah, I do assume that, bro.
We want to see what they do with they pick, whether they trade it or keep it. They got Brandon Marshall. That was some more big news that happened during the week. I mean, I think the Jets are definitely going to be all right, man, moving forward. If it's a big if, they can do something with their quarterback position. Because in my opinion, I'm not a Geno fan. Other people might think otherwise.
Geno said he can throw to Brandon Marshall.
I hope so.
He said he got that figured out. But I'm going to tell you, speaking of teams that might be moving in one direction or the other, Here's a team that I feel like is moving swiftly in the wrong direction, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers fans are jumping off the ship, man. It looked like the Titanic out there in San Francisco. The 49ers, I don't know what's going on out there. If you don't know, first of all, Pat Willis just retired. We talking about one of the better middle linebackers in the league. However, he did have some injury issues. Navarro Bowman stepped in and showed that he can really play well. But Pat Willis is a great linebacker. He was only 30 years old. You got Justin Smith, one of the best pass rushing ends in the league. And he's pondering retirement. He's on the fence. We don't know if he's going to stay or go. That's one thing. And then rumors came out that Kaepernick might be. They was trying to shop Kaepernick. Of course, they came back and denied it, but that means nothing. Teams always deny when they're shopping players. Frank Gore just left. I know Frank Gore is getting older. A lot of people believe that Hyde is the future. He may or may not be. But Frank Gore, regardless of how old he is, he still is that tough back in short yardage situations. He's a bruiser, man. He knows how to keep his legs moving, and he falls forward, and that's what you want in the back. And things are just going crazy out there, man. What's going on in San Fran?
Don't forget about Crabtree. Crabtree is rumored that he's not coming back.
They replaced him with Torrey Smith, though.
Torrey Smith, excuse me.
Right.
But I mean, with the state of the Niners, I mean, this just goes to show, a lot of people are saying, that the Niners are still going to be okay. In my opinion, all this whole whirlwind started when they got rid of Harbaugh.
It did.
When players are run through a wall for a coach, a lot of people will say they don't play for the org, they don't play for the owner, they don't play for the GM, they play for their head coach. And for whatever reason, these guys loved Jim Harbaugh. They will run through a wall for him. And just because Harbaugh and the GM or the owner, had differences, that wasn't enough for me to think that they should have let him go to Michigan. And I think that started everything. They liked Harbaugh. They got rid of Harbaugh. This guy, Tom Sula, I think his name is. I might be saying his name wrong, but the head coach now is like the defensive line coach, Tom Sula. And I don't know if they don't like him. I don't know if they realize he ain't it. I don't know if they realize we ain't going nowhere in this division with these guys. But a lot of people are getting off that shit. And if I'm a Niners fan, I'm looking like, what is going on? Now, it was also rumors early in the week, speaking on what you spoke on, that the Niners was trying to trade Kaepernick to the Bears for Jay Cutler.
Straight up.
Of course, straight up. Now, no extra draft picks, just straight up. Now, if I'm Kaepernick, what do you think in your head? Like, they trying to trade me for that guy? Now, Kaepernick didn't have the best year last year. Neither did Jay Cutler. But if I'm Kaepernick, I'm taking that as a slap in the face. And as soon as I can get up out of San Fran, I'm out too. If
you go back, bro, that started the thing with Harbaugh. Because if you remember, they tried to trade Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And that pissed Harbaugh off. And then, of course, they came out and denied it and said, no, we wasn't trying to trade him. But then he heard that they really was. And he coached all of this past season basically hating the organization. So it became a situation where they couldn't get along. And it didn't matter that the players loved Coach Harbaugh. The organization hated him because he hated them. And then they just had this abrasive relationship. So when you go out and you make moves to try to trade somebody, you better trade them. Because if you keep them, now they don't want to be there. Now you can't work together. And to me, that started the downfall. And I remember asking you, we didn't even have the show back then. And I was going, why are they trying to trade Harbaugh? Like, I don't get it. He came in and he taught this team how to win. Now, I give Mike Singletary a lot of credit for helping put this team together. He helped bring a lot of these guys in. But Harbaugh came in with this swagger. And he taught these guys how to win. And his swagger kind of, it fell over the players. They took on his personality. And it worked. Yeah. And then they pissed him off. And then he didn't want to be there anymore. And then it looks bad over there, man. It looks like cancer. And I don't mean it in a disease way. I mean, people who in the cars, you call rust cancer. And they say anytime you get rust in your car, you better cut it out. Because if you don't, it'll just eat your whole car up. And I just feel like over there in San Francisco, man, it is not a good situation. Torrey Smith, I know a lot of people don't like Crabtree. But Crabtree is a big receiver, possession receiver, and he played big for him in some games. And I don't know that Torrey Smith can fill his shoes. I really don't. And then you got Kaepernick, who's going to be pissed. You got Hyde, who's going to be thrown into the starting role. And that defense, especially if Justin Smith retires, this team is going to be completely different, man. They could go.
You ain't lying.
They could not even make the playoffs next year. They could really fall that far.
And Spade, what's crazy is we talking about a team that prior to this year was in the NFC Championship game 3 consecutive years and made it to a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
What are they doing over there? This is like, first of all, and let's not forget, which is a big deal. They just got this new stadium built. They want fans to fill the stand. They want fans to fill the stands. Are you coming to see them? I'm not. I'm not paying when I could watch them in the house for free. Come on, man. They just broke up something that really could have been special over there, or at least they could have at least been making a run, competing with Seattle in that division for Super Bowls and conference championships, and they just got rid of it because they didn't like a head coach. I think it all started with the head coach. It did,
bro. It did. Now
think about this. Go ahead.
You talking about getting fans to the new stadium? Well, not so far down the road in Oakland, they steady making moves. They even trying to get DeMarco Murray. So you think people gonna come see those 49ers that's out there? No, it's not gonna work, man. It is not gonna work.
Feel sorry for them Niner fans, man. Feel bad for y'all. You and the Eagles. You ready to move on, champ?
Yeah, man.
Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh has reported that Ndamukong Suh was signed the richest contract for a defensive player in NFL history with $60 million guaranteed, and with the Lions. Y'all may be wondering who? The Miami Dolphins. That was a shocker to everybody. Now, a lot of people are saying that Ndamukong Suh is not worth this money because he's an interior lineman. He doesn't rush the pass like on the edge like a J.J. Watt. We already know J.J. Watt is a $100 million man as well. But a lot of people are saying that Ndamukong Suh doesn't deserve the money. Why did Miami overpay? But what I want to ask you, Spade, is do you feel Miami overpaid?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna kind of answer this question like a politician. The value of anything is gonna vary depending on how bad you want it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you what the Dolphins got going on out there. You got a Pro Bowl cornerback in Brent Grimes. You got a really nice safety out there in Rashard Jones. You got a pretty nice edge rusher yourself in Cameron Wake. You got another man in the middle in Starks who's pretty good. You got Deion Jordan. You got Oliver Vernon. You got pieces. You put in Ndamukong Suh in the middle of that defense, and you could easily be the top defense, at least in that conference.
I like a lot.
I'm going to tell you, the Detroit Lions had one of the top run defenses in the NFL last year. The Dolphins, on the other hand, was getting gashed in the run game. Like, they did a great job against the pass, but they was getting gashed in the run game. Something like 25th in the league or something like that. You put in Ndamukong Suh in the middle. Like you said, he's not an edge rusher. But what he does is he clogs up that middle, and he keeps that running back from gashing you up the middle. And then on the flip side, he's probably going to demand a double team, or Starks is going to demand a double team. Whichever one you don't double team is chasing that quarterback down. And probably before he even gets there, Cameron Wake could get there. So I feel like this makes it's huge for the Dolphins. Huge.
I agree, man. It's Ndamukong Suh we talking about. One of the nastiest, meanest defensive linemen ever. Now, when it comes to interior linemen, like defensive tackles, it depends on what you running. Now, me, I appreciate the defensive and the offensive line. A big guy like a Alohi Nata, another big transaction happened. He went to the Lions to take Ndamukong Suh's spot, but a big defensive tackle like a Alohi Nata, that guy, he ain't gonna get that many sacks because he's there to clog up the middle, keep them offensive linemen off your backers so the backers can make plays. Now, Ndamukong Suh kind of reminds me of a tweener between Alohi Nata and a Warren Sapp. Now, Warren Sapp, in my opinion, is one of the best interior linemen ever. Warren Sapp had a few years, of like 10 plus sacks every year. In my opinion, Ndamukong Suh can get you. And Ndamukong Suh, especially being in the interior, in the inside. And Ndamukong Suh, in my opinion, can get you 10 sacks a season, but with the run and certain passing downs, he's going to demand a double team. They're going to have to, double team. They might have to double team him and Big Starks over there. It's going to free up your linebackers. Cameron Wake, Vernon, and Jordan are going to be free coming off the edges. So to me, it's money well spent, because if Cameron Wake gets you 20 sacks, if Oliver Vernon gets you about 15 sacks, if Jordan gets you about 10 to 12 sacks, and Suh gets you about 8 sacks, that's like 60 sacks. So it's $1 million for every freaking sack. And I like Suh with the Dolphins, because their defense was already definitely one of the best in the league. Adding that piece in the middle is definitely going to make them better, man.
Now check this out. You spoke on Warren Sapp. That's a great defensive lineman from the University of Miami, which made me think about another defensive tackle from the University of Miami, Big Vince Wilfork. Now check this out. Vince, as we all know, became a free agent. The Patriots informed them they would not be picking him up. Well, get this right here. Frank Gore went to the Colts. Frank Gore was, right there in Philadelphia, about to write his name on the paper, looked around and said, oh, hell no. Left and then went and inked the deal with the Colts. Okay, so let me tell you how it rolls forward. Andre Johnson is now meeting with the Colts. You guys know Andre Johnson is also a product of Miami. And then tomorrow, you guys will see this video tomorrow, so Wednesday afternoon, Big Vince Wilfork is going to meet with the Indianapolis Colts. It's still another piece out there, Antrell Roll. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with Antrell Roll, but what I'm saying is, man, the guys that played at Miami, it's really like a brotherhood, man. It's like a fraternity. Those guys really stick together. In the offseason, a lot of Miami players go back to Miami to train. They don't train in their respective cities. Shockey, I know for a fact, I don't care where Jeremy Shockey played, he always went back to Miami to train in the offseason. So I feel like Frank Gore is going to help them acquire Andre Johnson and maybe Big Vince Wilfork. So the Colts is another team that just made big moves. I mean, big moves. And I'm not a Colts fan, but hey, they already kind of got a U on their helmet. It won't be hard to try to steal me from the Dolphins, man. I like what the Colts are doing out there, bro. I like it.
Not only did they get Frank Gore, but they acquired Frank Cole as well. So I mean, the Colts you know what? You cannot be mad at a lot of teams. At a team like the Colts that got a stud at quarterback and they going for it. Go get it. That's what I like to see in the NFL. Man, this has been one of the best football offseason. I mean, it just started. It ain't even over yet. It's been one of the best football off seasons ever so far. I cannot wait to see what else happened. But if the Colts was able to get Big Vince in the middle, Trent Cole coming off the edge, they already got Frank Gore. They're probably going to keep Bradshaw. You got Andrew Luck. You got T.Y. And if they able to get Andre Johnson to go with Kobe Fleener and Dwayne Allen at tight end.
And let me throw something else in there.
It's going to be
something else in there. They didn't pick up Reggie Wayne. But I got a feeling if these other Miami Hurricanes sign, Reggie Wayne is going to probably come back for pennies. He said he want to play one more year. I think he wants to play for the team that he spent his whole career with. And what better way to go out than with the guys that you went to college with? And speaking of that, head coach Chuck Pagano was a member of the Miami Hurricane coaching staff at one point. So it's like a reunion over there, man. I might just shut the show down. Let me just close this down right now. And I'm going to just go kick it with all my homies in Indianapolis. Let's go, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a great NFL season. Space. I mean, it's so much.
We could be here all night, man. But we ain't gonna do it like that.
We could be here all night. We ain't gonna do y'all like that. Definitely. If you want to see more, you guys gonna have to come over to the Full House. First, subscribe here though. Definitely bang the subscribe button, man. We getting a lot of love over here too.
We definitely appreciate
a lot of love. Yeah, we getting a lot of love over here, man. You guys been banging the like button. Continue to do that. If you new, bang the subscribe button. If you want to hear more NFL talk, more things, because we ain't even touch on anything NBA. This was like the football free agent frenzy over here. triple F over there. It was triple F over there. But if you want to see more, definitely go over to the Full House. We'll be talking more about this stuff on Sunday.
That's all I got,
anything
bro.
else? Man, that's all I got too, man. It's been a great show. Long-winded, but it's worth it. Watch it all, y'all. We appreciate all y'all, man. We'll see y'all next episode.